Hi, Karen. Happy February. I'm so happy to see you. I'm just thrilled that this is what we do every week. I really am.
My God, Katie, you just said the word February, and I'm like, what? Why would you use that kind of language around me? This is a family podcast, Katie.
I apologize for swearing. Right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. What?
Oh, it is wonderful to see you as well. I'm so grateful to see your face and to have this space to just be ridiculous and jump right into the deep end. I feel like we have been talking for a while, and I feel like this is one of the things I appreciate is we just get right into it.
Right into it. I mean, yes, listeners, if you were listening to our previous conversation, it's just, yeah, it's really like hardly even a hello. I mean, yes, there's hello. There are salutations. Sometimes they're brief because then we have to just dive into, yeah, the soul work that we're doing or whatever is on our mind that is so intense that can't be shared on a podcast. Sorry, friends. We don't share everything here, but we do love you all very much.
1,000%. But yes, as we discussed, you are allowed to have a private life, everyone.
Yes.
You are allowed to have things that not everybody has to know. And I will also say it is February. I am thrilled that it is Black History Month. I am just stunned that one whole month of this year is over already.
Yes, I am thrilled it is Black History Month as well. And I actually cannot believe it's 2023 also. I seriously think this is like such a theme for us, Karen. Like we say this so often on this podcast. I'm pretty sure we were saying that in like August of 2020, which was only a month in to our podcast. Can you believe it?
Oh my God. It is the biggest theme. And somebody the other day said 3 years, which of course I've known this whole time. And I don't know in what context they said the 3 years, but I just started crying. I was like, I can't. What?
Totally.
3 years.
It makes me really wonder when we'll stop counting and when it'll actually legitimately feel normal. It doesn't feel normal at all. Nothing about post-COVID life feels normal, but it is normal. I guess we're just humming right along.
I guess so. And Biden's going to end the national state of emergency, which is going to screw a bunch of people over. Great. Way to learn nothing from a once in a generation pandemic, America.
Yeah. Seriously. It's dark. There's a lot of dark things happening right now. Like there's a lot of yes, which is why, listeners, that we have decided to make today's pod a palate cleanser. We do not have Brianna here, which is sad for me, but at the same time, hopefully, if you're listening, we'll be contacting you, Brianna, because that would be wonderful.
Yes, to have you back. Talk about pop culture. This time we're going to do again the what do we call these? The friend Q&A.
Yes. Like, I don't remember what we called it. It's like rapid fire questions to each other that neither of us are prepared for at all. It's a long tagline, but yes.
We've found an article on the Today Show website. What's the headline on this? 75 questions to ask your friends to get to know them on a deeper level. Let's get into it.
Perfect. We will not be asking all 75 listeners. Don't worry. But yes, I mean, okay, wait, but I do want to say what was fun about this weekend. I'm trying to think of things that brought me joy that like are also palate cleansers. So I did go to a hot springs this weekend and it was fabulous. It was so much fun. It was 2 hours away and the whole way there, I was like, I'm going to die because it's so icy. And then like I got there and it was sunny. And so the way back, all the ice had melted. So it was great. So I was a little bit fearing for my life on the way there. And then when I got there, I went into this hot spring that was silent. It actually had a sign in front of it that said like, you're not allowed to talk in this, which I was like, this is totally my jam. I didn't want to meet anyone, Karen. My door was not open this weekend. Like, I was like, I don't want to meet people. I don't want to talk to people. I want to eat alone in the cafeteria. I want to take a nap in the lobby. I want to get a massage and not talk to my massage therapist. And I did all of those things and it was fucking great. It was great.
My God, Katie, congratulations.
Thanks.
My God, a hot spring. What was the air temperature?
So the air, it was cold, like really, really cold. So it was probably, I'm thinking maybe 25, 30 at the most. And then the way it works here is this place is called Brighton Bush. It's so beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere, to the point where like you're driving down off the highway, driving down a road for like 10 miles, and then you have to drive down another road for another 7 miles. And you're like, this is deliverance. Someone's going to chop me into pieces. That's just where my mind naturally goes. So fun. And then you get there and there's all these people, but there's no cell phone reception. There's no Wi-Fi. There's nothing. And so then you get there and there's this beautiful lodge. They do have electricity. And then you walk into like down these different paths in the woods. And then there's these beautiful like grotto-esque, like, they're not tubs. They're like little ponds, but they're like fed by, mineral springs, and they're so warm. I mean, so warm, in fact, that like it's like a hot tub. So you have to like, you can't be in there for too long because you start sweating. But oh, it's so wonderful. And it was misty and like super dreary, which was perfect because the steam was coming off of the hot spring, and then you're looking out into like the beautiful like vista. It was really, I mean, it was fabulous. It was like $30 for the day pass. I was like, this is great.
Oh my God, Katie, that sounds incredible.
I'll link it in the show notes just in case anyone finds themselves in Podunk, middle of nowhere, Central Oregon. Stop in.
Just pop on by.
Yeah, just pop on by. It's not convenient for anyone, including me, even though it's only 2 hours away. But I didn't die. I was happy to not slip off the road. And yeah, that was my highlight of the weekend. Did you have any highlights of the weekend that brought you joy?
I did. So this was the weekend of my fancy dress party.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm like unnaturally excited about this because I really want to hear literally every single detail. I'm so glad you're bringing this up. I would have been remiss if I did not ask about this. Please, I will stop talking.
It was no worries. Really, I mean, the headline is it was super fun. And so,
oh God,
I will admit that like I'm a little ashamed of myself how excited I was about this. So I have all of these dress clothes in my closet because for Rebellious, we used to have events.
Yeah.
We had the feminist prom every year. I would go to fundraisers. Gays love fundraisers. So I just had clothes to go to these things. But like the range and sizes is just insane, right?
Oh, wow.
Like over the last 10 to 15 years, I don't even know how many different sizes. And so I went into this weekend thinking like, I'm not buying anything. We're just going to see what in my closet fits me.
Yeah.
And the very first thing I tried on was my prom dress from my senior year in high school. And when that motherfucker fit, I was like, this is what I'm wearing.
Oh, Erin.
Yeah.
That is incredible, by the way. I mean, that is like, to fit into your prom dress from your senior year in high school, and the fact that you have your prom dress from senior year of high school, all of these things are incredible. Okay, tell me every detail. Is it sequined? Is it red? Is it blue? Is it green? I'm going to stop asking questions. I just want to hear every single detail. I am so excited about this. I cannot believe that you wore your senior prom dress. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. And I told everyone.
Oh, good.
The part I'm ashamed about is that I was like so obnoxious about telling everybody I was wearing my prom dress. That is the third time I've worn it. I wore it to prom. I wore it to a benefit in like 2002. Wow. And then I wore it this weekend. I literally got that dress 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it is black. It has got a black slip and a black sheath over it, like a mesh, not mesh, but like.
Ooh, pretty.
I will send you a picture. And
Please.
I mean, it's seen better days at this point. It's got a rip. One of the shoulders, I had it made too. I had
what?
Yeah. My like aunt's best friend is a seamstress, and like I described to her what I wanted, and she like made me the perfect dress.
Not fucking around. That is next level, by the way. I mean, just pause for totally like amazement. I mean, I don't think I would have even thought to have a custom dress when I was a senior in high school. I don't even think about having a custom dress now. What? That's a thing.
I just remembered that detail, actually. I was like, oh my God, I had that dress made. So there's a split up the arm. I'm hulking out of this thing. The armpits are dyed the acid from whatever deodorant I've been wearing is like stained the armpits like magenta. It's a black dress. Like it's been through a lot. MLB helped me get into this thing, and it was like one of those like, oh no, don't exhale. No, we're sipping. Like, no.
Don't actually breathe air, please. Oh my God. That's amazing. I mean, Karen, that's incredible. So when you walked in, I imagine a hush, just like, like blanketed the room. I mean, that sounds incredible.
I feel like Whitney Houston was probably playing when I walked in. Like, I feel like this was like a
Yes.
super fancy party. The hosts were both wearing sequined jackets and leather pants, and like they had a bartender. They had like people to greet you when you came in. They have this beautiful home. It was like so much fun, and it was like such a like, oh right, this is what our lives used to be like. Like we used to do wacky things like this
Oh, I
in the before
love
times.
that.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. Was the party itself really fun?
It was really fun. What I remember of it was fun because I may have mentioned they had a bartender, and there's something about someone pouring you drinks that makes you have more of them, is
It's
my
so
argument.
true. It's just not as much labor. It's
Well,
just,
and it's just like we didn't have to pay him. We didn't even
yeah,
have to tip him. We just walked up and we're like, wow, I'll have another one. Like, yeah.
right. That's amazing. That sounds like so much fun. And I mean, how were the outfits?
Oh, they were fantastic. They're fantastic. So Tori got a blue, this like beautiful, like royal blue, cobalt blue, some kind of blue
Yeah.
jumpsuit. It's like so flattering and gorgeous. Cindy had a sequin skirt, this
Nice.
great sweater. MLB wore this beautiful pink suit that I love. That's actually a
Oh,
men's suit, but it's like this great like flamingo pink. It was just,
fabulous.
yes, it was fun to see people so dressed up and having such a good time. And yeah, I highly recommend it, everybody. The theme of this party is like wear the fanciest thing in your closet. It was great.
I love that. I also
Oh,
love, oh, please, what?
I forgot. Elena wore her wedding dress.
Whoa.
This beautiful beaded fitted dress, like knee length, that Cindy actually found for her. I forget where she got it. But yeah, Elena wore her wedding dress.
I mean, that's amazing. I was wondering if someone wore a wedding dress because that would arguably be the most fancy thing that someone would have. That's so amazing. I also think it's like such a treat to have the hosts treat you to cocktails and like an open bar on a weekend in January. Like that's like such a cool concept. Like that's really awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Was it a ton of people or was it like
It wasn't crazy. I don't know how many people. I mean, they have this huge home, so I don't know how many people are there. Maybe 30?
okay, that's a good
Maybe,
size though.
maybe 50? I don't know.
Not overwhelming.
No.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. I mean, did you feel good in the dress?
Other than the breathing. Yes. I mean, and the hulking out. Yes, it was fun. It was more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. And I'm so grateful. I don't know how, I mean, probably $1993. I paid $75 to have that dress made and worn it 3 times.
That's more than most people can say for their prom dresses, for sure. I think
Yeah.
my mom probably has my senior prom dress, which is so beautiful. And I have worn it one time outside of prom. But I was so young. I mean, I think I was in college. So like it's a red halter sequined dress. It is so beautiful. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful. The song Lady in Red was very hot back then. And it was like totally the song that I wanted. And I wanted to like play when I was whatever. I had this whole fantasy about like that dress and that song. And then Tyler and I went on a cruise when we were in college, and it was one of those like fancy dress up nights. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'll wear my, and at that time I was the same size as I was when I was a senior in high school. And yeah, I don't know if I would really be willing to try it on now, like for self-esteem reasons. I mean, I think there's a possibility that like a few of the seams could be let out, but yeah, my body's changed. That's for damn sure.
I mean, this sounds beautiful, and I hope you send me a picture.
Okay, I'll send you one.
And also, let's be clear. I was a couch potato in high school and I'm a couch potato now. Like, yes, there's a 30-year difference here, but like, I mean, really, my lifestyle has not changed in that amount of time. Like, I was not like a high school athlete. I think you played sports.
Yeah.
You were dancing, I think. Like,
I was a swimmer and a runner. And so, yeah, I swam this morning and I do run.
say, not that you don't still.
Yeah, from time to time. But I think that like, eating a bunch of sugar, yes, listeners, I have fallen off the wagon. I'm coming back on it. But yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't just fall off like it used to. I'm all about body acceptance and seams don't lie. So yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm moderated in quotes, putting air quotes around this talk for work.
Nice.
And I'm putting air quotes because I asked a question at the beginning and I said, my goal for this conversation is that I disappear and the four of you have a conversation and that people watch this and are like, oh my God, the moderator did nothing. And that is exactly what happened. Like,
oh, that sounds great.
Oh my God, it was so fun to watch them talk. I literally one question at the beginning and one question at the end. That was it.
Yeah.
But it was a generational conversation about Roe v. Wade.
Nice.
So boomer, millennial. Wait, am I doing this right? Oh my God, I skipped myself again. Oh. Boomer, Gen X, millennial, Gen Z.
Got it.
And the Gen Z woman said something so interesting about she doesn't believe in body acceptance or body positivity. She believes in body neutrality. Like it doesn't matter at all. Your body matters not at all. Like that is fascinating. I mean, she schooled all of us so hard about like that and of why Gen Z doesn't have as much sex and the lie of sexual liberation for women in the context of the patriarchy. And it was like, oh shit, well, okay. A 21-year-old just schooled my ass. Okay.
Okay. I have so many questions about this. Like, is this available for the public to watch?
It is on the 19th YouTube page, I believe.
Seriously? Oh my gosh. I will link this in the show notes. That sounds fantastic.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if that person would come on the pod, but I don't want to make business with something fun on the side, but like that sounds amazing. I just think that Gen Z has so much to teach us. I really, really do. I think that they are like, I don't know. I feel like millennials, yeah, I thought we were all excited about millennials, and now I'm like, no. They have got nothing on Gen Z. I mean, Gen Z is going to change the world, I think.
Not that millennials didn't, but yes,
that's
I agree.
That's true. I know I'm not a millennial hater, but yeah, I identify more as Gen Z, Gen X. What am I talking about? Gen X, you and I, same. But yeah, I feel like Gen Z, that's so interesting about body neutrality, because that makes a lot of sense to me. Like there's this whole idea of intuitive eating, like intuitive eating is actually like a modality. It's like there are books written about it and that kind of thing. And the whole point is exactly what it sounds like. It's just like eat what you want, stop when you want. It's basically it's like the idea of how babies eat. Like when they're finished eating, like they're done. Like it's just like no more. And when they're hungry, and that's that. And there's no like saying like, oh, that cupcake is bad and that broccoli is good. Like it's neutrality. It's like absolute, and so obviously when you get a little bit older, and by that I mean like 1 or 2, like you're then gravitating to the sugary cereal. But like the point is that like it's so interesting to like think of it as a neutral thing, that your body is neutral. Fascinating. And not like put so much. I just would wonder, like, does that make life easier for Gen Zs that believe that? I imagine it sounds nice.
I mean, they're raised in the same culture we all are, though. I mean, you can say that and you can believe it. You and I believe in body acceptance and body positivity, but I feel like we all have days where we're like, ugh.
Yes. So true.
So yes, true. And like,
yes, and all of it. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's very, very true. So, okay. Should we get to the questions?
Let's do this. Okay. I feel like we both really like the first one.
Yes. Where am I right now? Yes. Okay. Do you want me to ask you first, or do you want to ask first? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Karen. Drum roll. If you had a whole day where you could do anything you wanted, what would you do?
this is going to sound so dumb, but I feel like right now I would have a life admin day.
A life admin day? What? Oh,
Yeah. So I am in a long distance relationship where we see each other on weekends. And so all of the things that both of us used to do on weekends, I now either squeeze in after work during the week, or they don't get done, or
yes.
it becomes an emergency and now I have to do it. And so like right now where my head is, it's like I would just spend a day just like getting weird errandy shit done.
That's I mean, but how like satisfying would that be? I mean, that sounds deeply satisfying because then it's like not taking up space in your brain or on your to-do list or any of the other places that it exists.
Yes. And it is, to use your word, there's a spaciousness to like having this day because like I finish these things and then, oh, Target's on my list and I buy a bunch of weird shit. I don't actually need a Target while I'm getting dish soap. Like, just sometimes an errand a day, you're exactly right. Deeply satisfying. It's just like, oh, just this day to do shit I need to get done. But then also like sometimes it feels good to get that shit done.
Yeah. And like no one wants anything of you. Like you just do whatever you want. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, if I were to answer that question, I'm really torn, Karen. I'm really, really torn. I really am. That's such a good answer. But I have like so many different thoughts, but I'm just going to go with my first, which is unfortunately not very feasible at this exact moment, for reasons that you will understand in a second. But I would charter a Concorde jet that doesn't those, but okay, this is my fantasy, so I'm just going to keep going.
Of course,
but like,
yeah,
yes, no big deal. Charter a Concorde jet, and I would tell my friends that I was picking them up at whatever airport they were near. So you'd need to go to O'Hare, most likely. It wouldn't come to Midway, it's too small. Anyway, and then like, there would be like a little like, circuit, and we would all hop on the Concorde jet. We would take the 3-hour trip, which I don't know how long it actually used to take from the East Coast to Paris. We would go to a like sick dinner. Everyone is super, super dressed. We would dress up. We would have this incredible dinner. We would have a private room. We would have like champagne and all of this stuff. It would just be so fabulous. And then there would be a professional photographer. Everyone would just be like, oh my God, this is so great. And we would party until like 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd get back on the Concorde jet, and then you'd be back in your, what is it? The airport near your house by like 4 a.m. so that then you could just go back to work the next day. It's only one day.
You were drinking in your day, we're drinking champagne in France. And my day, I'm in line at the DMV.
Well, okay, let me tell you something, because I'm inspired by your day. Because the thing is that my other idea was just taking a nap. That's it.
Right?
That was my entire day. And also like having no one need anything from me, having not one text message. I would have my phone turned off. No one even knows where I am. It's totally fine. And that also sounds almost equally fabulous to renting a Concorde jet and going to Paris for the day. I mean, it's a very close second. Like
I almost also said napping.
Really? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
We're not far off. I mean, Target also is a really good choice.
Yeah.
Target is a vacation sometimes.
Oh my God.
It really is. There must be a thing like I'm sure there is I mean, we've talked about this in the pod, but like a psychological situation that happens when you enter Target where you're going for dish soap and then you come out with $300 of, I don't even know, like shoes or bras, or I'm just telling myself, like greeting cards. I don't know, like,
oh my God, all of those things. And now is it Sephora? There's like a whole ass, like, I don't know if they're piloting this in Chicago, but there's like a whole ass, like it's either Sephora or Ulta in Target.
What?
Oh yeah. So the cosmetic section is like literally like an entire Like
Oh my
all of these
God.
brands that you couldn't get at Target before, that they only sell at like whichever one it is, are now in Target. And it's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be here the next 4 hours.
That's amazing. It's like becoming a mall.
Yeah.
Target's a mall. It kind of is.
You're exactly right. It is a mall.
Because no one really goes to malls. Do people go to malls? Sorry, people, if they're listening and you're like, I fucking love malls. I'm like, I don't know the last time I was at a mall. I don't know.
So Katie, that person is me.
Really?
I love the mall.
Do
I
you?
love malls. I do.
I love malls too. I just don't even know of any. Well, there are no malls in Bend, so that's probably why I don't go to malls. Isn't that
Oh,
weird? I know it's really strange. Yeah,
wow.
I know. It's a weird place. But yeah, I grew up with malls. Are there good malls in Chicago? I'm sure there are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. My favorite one is Old Orchard, which is
Ooh,
north of the city. Oh, I love that mall. Even though it's outside, I love that mall.
yeah.
And another really good outdoor mall is Oak Brook, also in the suburbs. But I mean, these are like kind of high end, very nice, very well maintained malls. I feel like the malls, actually, almost all of the malls that I went to when I was a kid in the suburbs have been torn down now.
Oh,
Like they were
shoot.
just decrepit and like there's nothing in them.
Yeah. Malls have had a tough go. Like I think that like the good ones are really, really good. I will say when I lived in Chicago, every once in a while I would just like walk down Michigan Ave and I would go to Water Tower Place. You gotta love the like the glass elevator always made me feel like I was in Willy Wonka. Like I was just like, this is so like it's just in the fountains. I was like, this is so fancy. Like it's just with the origins on the main floor. Like it was just like, oh, yeah. And then they have like the whole like what is it, Italy that's there or something to that effect. I don't know if
It's
it's not Italy.
giant food court. It's
That's
just
it.
a, like so many restaurants. Yeah, yeah.
It's so nice. It's like the nicest food court ever. I mean, it's all like, you know, very, I mean, it's not like Sbarro. Like, not that there's anything wrong with Sbarro, but like we're talking about like really fancy shit. So yes. Anyway, malls.
I think it's called Food Life. It used to be called Food Life. Like the food, I mean, I love that food court. I don't know if
Yes.
it's still true, but it does have an Italy vibe to it. Totally.
Yes, totally. Malls. Okay. All right. Should we go to the number
Okay.
two?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I should look into it too.
I know. Oh God, some of these are weird.
Yeah, these are very random.
Right?
I mean,
Um,
the ones that I know we won't be doing is like, who in your family do you most struggle with? Like, I mean, yeah, good for not recording, but yeah,
Yep.
like
Not that we have answers to that
we
question
don't.
at all.
Zero. I don't even know what. No, not at all.
Um, okay, wait. I'm gonna go with this one that's like very on brand for us. What 3 words describe what you're most grateful for?
Ooh, okay. I'm really gonna try to stick to actually 3 words versus just like saying a sentence about all of it. This is hard. Okay, I think my 3 words are health, community, and love.
Mm.
And I'm lucky because I have those 3 things in my life, or variations of those 3 things. What 3 things are you most grateful for, Karen?
The 3, I'm just gonna say the 3 that popped into my head first. Friends, family, and I include MLB in that, and food.
Yes, the 3 Fs. F cubed. Yes. I mean, that's awesome. Perfect. Okay, here, I'll go to the next one. I mean, some of this is really hard. Okay, so all right, actually, this is interesting. I don't know this about you. If you weren't in your current profession, what would you be doing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I have thought about, I mean, MLB is a psychologist. I have thought about, oh, would it be interesting to be a therapist? And then I think like I don't want to carry people's energy with me. I don't know how they do it.
Totally.
I've thought about erotica writing. I'm all over the place. Erotica writing.
Yes.
What else would I be doing? Marry rich.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great profession.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
And give away my money. I feel like Mackenzie Scott is the perfect example of somebody whose job it is to be rich and to do really good shit in the world with your money.
I mean, that sounds like a great profession. It does. And she is doing incredible stuff.
Philanthropist. That's her.
There you go. Okay, those are great. I love that so much. I also think it's so interesting that you've thought about being a therapist and now you're engaged to a therapist. It's fabulous. Yeah, okay. I'm with you though. I don't think I could ever do it. Like I have so much respect for therapists, and you know, it's interesting. There are a few types of professions that I interact with the most. Therapy is by far the most, and then I would say yoga teachers, random, but like those are also people that I interact with a lot. I would never want to be either of those. Like just no interest whatsoever. Okay, so my first thought is ridiculous, but it is a professional gymnast. Like this, yeah, naturally. Yes, either a professional gymnast, a professional diver, or a professional figure skater. One of those three. But also, I'm also going back to when I was a teenager. That's like that's part of this fantasy. Is I'm still like 14 and I am bud with Michelle Kwan. We're going to go to UCLA together in the future, and then I don't know. I mean, that just sounds so fun, but I think if it were like a real answer, it's really actually hard for me to answer this question because I genuinely have only ever wanted to be a journalist. Like that's like I really have. Like I've only ever wanted to be a writer, and so it's yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be fun to be an actor, like, but only one that like does really cool shit, not one that has to do like, you know, like incontinence commercials or something, you know, like, like I only want to do one that's like I can just drop in and drop out when it's like a really cool project, like with, I don't know, Ryan Gosling or something. But like outside of that, not interested.
That is a really good one. I mean, also listeners, if one of you is interested in investing in our podcast company and we could get paid to do this, that is also a profession I would pursue.
I mean, I think that would be my actual thing. That if we were building our empire, Karen, as we build our empire, I try to make it in present tense. But yeah, if you have a few mil to pass on, friends or Bill, we're, you know, yeah, put a B in front of that, then yes, I mean, I would absolutely quit everything right now to be a professional podcaster with you, Karen, without question. I mean, we already are professional podcasters.
Hello. We're 118 episodes in.
Yes, I know, it's true. You can't get more professional than that. Okay. All right. So next question. Did I pick the last one or did you? I can't. Oh yeah. No, I did. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, oh, did you? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, okay. Hold on. Obviously, we did not pick these ahead of time.
Yeah, these are all really, really good though.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay, I went down to the hard questions and I'm like, oh, okay, let's not. Let's zoom out of that. Oh, okay. Where is the most awe-inspiring place you've ever visited?
Ooh. The most awe-inspiring place. Let me think. Okay, that's easy. I don't remember the name of it. No, I do. I think it's like, hold on. It's, hold on. Yes, Gorka. That's what it's called. Yes, Gorka is a town in Nepal. And I was there. So Tyler and I were in Nepal and we went on this 5-day trek through Annapurna, which is like this mountain. Well, it's a mountain that's like not as big as Everest, but doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that we were going on this, and I remember we were we spent the night at this lodge, little shacky place. And then we woke up and we had to walk down this hill, and like it was so beautiful to see the Himalayas out there. And it was like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. And I remember my camera at the time, this is 2008, so there were no phones, like, or at least we didn't have a phone. And my digital camera, there were no plugs or really like anything on this trek, and this was the last day. And so I wasn't able to take a picture. And it was like, it's just in my mind. I actually have a patch of it that sort of looks like what's in my memory, but that is the most awe-inspiring thing I've ever seen. And I think it was also because I was really close to being done with this trek, and I was also like really tired and waiting for like good food, and so that would probably be number one.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about you?
Oh my gosh, even the description of it just sounds amazing. I think probably probably Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
Ooh, yes.
Yes, like it was really, well, it's a tie between Angkor Wat, and I've also seen the Taj Mahal, which was also like a very awe-inspiring place, as you can imagine. And like, it's just odd to have seen images of these places. I feel like my whole life, and the Taj Mahal to me was just like this like mystical, like, is that actually a thing that exists?
Yeah.
And I didn't really know anything about Angkor. And so yeah, to just be there was just really like, it's just surreal. And the Taj Mahal, I went on a work trip. When I was a consultant, I got to go on this trip to India. And
you went on a work trip to the Taj Mahal? Damn, Karen, that's amazing. Oh, when was this? That's incredible.
When was that? 2013?
Wow.
10 years ago. The work trip was to India. I mean, this was just a company that had like way too much money and flew this whole team. It was like a multinational team, and they flew everybody to India for this like series of meetings. And my boss at the time loves India and knows a ton about Indian culture, and is a white woman, but like just loves Indian culture, and wore saris every day to our meetings, and took us three of us went to the Taj Mahal, and it was 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh God.
And it's so hot. I'd never experienced this before. It's so hot you don't sweat.
What? It's like your body temperature can't take it.
It's something about it like just evaporates off your skin. It was the oddest thing to be, because every photo of me in Cambodia, I'm just a sweaty man. I'm disgusting. I'm just dripping with sweat. But yeah, no, so hot you don't even sweat it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that sounds miserable from the heat perspective, but at the same time, so amazing that you got to go there on a work trip. Holy shit.
I know.
How long were you in India?
Just a week, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Were you mostly in the north, or were you like in Delhi and then Agra and then like
just Delhi? The work meetings were in Delhi. Then we took that trip. And I mean, it was, the whole experience was wild. Like I said, this company had way too much money. They also flew us all to Brussels on that project. I was only on that project like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
But yeah, they had us stay in the diplomatic quarter of Delhi. And so
wow,
there were like armed guards outside the hotel. Like you had to be staying at the hotel to even get to this neighborhood. It was just like I said, such an odd experience. I did not love being a consultant, but like that kind of thing, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, could do that.
Fancy as hell. And then Angkor Wat, was that the same trip, or did you go a different time?
Oh no, I studied abroad in Cambodia in grad school.
You did? That's so cool. I didn't realize
I was there
that.
3 months.
You were there for 3 months? Were you in Siem Reap the whole time?
I was in Phnom Penh, and then I took a trip. I did like a trip to Siem Reap. I actually did reporting there.
Wow.
What did I write about? I think dental tourism. I don't know why this is coming back to me now. That was 2005. And then, yeah, I did a couple other trips, like little treks, not even treks. They weren't treks because I didn't have to walk anywhere. They were like little trips to other places in Cambodia.
I mean, that's amazing. I've been to Siem Reap and it was so beautiful, but I never went to Phnom Penh. I never went to the Mekong Delta. Did you go down there? Were you able to?
I did not.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be so beautiful. It's just, were you able to like do all the tourism of like knowing what happened during the Vietnam War? And
Oh yeah. Yes. And I mean, Cambodia has the history of the killing fields and the genocide. And when I was there, they were building the tribunal. It's just it was a fascinating experience. But yeah,
That is
definitely
so
awe-inspiring.
cool. Oh my God, I love that. That's so, so cool.
Love you.
Wow. I mean, it's just, it makes me want to go back to Asia, having these conversations.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you've never been to Asia, highly recommend. Like, that's amazing. Wow, I need to just go. Okay, so next question. Let's see. All right. Some of these are a little rough.
Yeah, right. I know, like, oh God.
What is your worst memory? No, let's not go for that one. How about Oh, okay. All right. Well, this one's light. What was your favorite game as a child? Do you have a favorite game?
Oh, I mean, the first thing that pops into my head is Uno.
Nice.
Though MLB beats me at Uno all the time right now.
I love that you play currently. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we played Uno on our first date.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, we're goofballs.
That's a good date.
That's fun. When I was a kid, I think tag probably. I was a basic kid. I didn't play any sports, like I said. So
I mean, tag is always fun. I am not fast though. Are you speedy, Karen? I don't think I know this about you.
Speedy is not a word I would use to describe roly-poly Karen. So no.
Did you ever play Capture the Flag?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was basically tag, but you had a flag on your belt, and then that was it. That was the whole game. It basically is just tag. But I think my game, the very first thing that comes to mind is Hungry Hippos. Have you ever played Hungry Hippos?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just loved how loud it was. Like it was so like when you're I mean, no one can see this, but like you're pushing down on the thing which opens the mouth. It's very, very loud. Apparently, I loved it so much that I swallowed a marble once, and my parents freaked out, and my dad had to take an X-ray of my stomach with the marble in it. I ended up being completely fine, but I think I was 2, and so I think there was a lot of conversation about what not to put in my mouth after that. But Hungry Hippos. I also loved Candyland and Chutes and Ladders.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Absolutely. So there's a game now that I played at Emily's house that I loved that like all of us keep buying now because we're all obsessed with it.
Oh.
And it's called Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
Wait, you're being serious. That's actually the name of the
No, I shit you not. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And it's these playing cards with like cartoons of Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And you can't see all the cards are face down in front of you. And you flip it over and you say taco. And if the card, as you're saying taco, as the card is a taco, then you slap it. And the last person to slap it has to take it. And the goal is to get rid of all your cards.
Oh my God.
And then they have these other random cards. So if somebody played the groundhog, wait, what's the groundhog? They're like these different motions you're supposed to do. Narwhal is you're supposed to make a horn on your head.
What?
And I've been playing with children, and it's so fun though. The children keep injuring themselves somehow, even though it's just a card game. There is slapping involved. It's shockingly fun.
Okay, I am buying this immediately after we get off this call. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
Yes.
I wish I came up with something like that. Like that is like the coolest game.
It's so simple, and the cartoons are very silly, and you just like get really slap happy about it. A slap, no pun intended, because you're literally slapping. And it's also this weird, like it's this weird experience post-COVID to be like slapping each other. Like,
totally.
After, not even wanting to be within a mile of each other outside, to go from that to sitting around a table to like basically just slapping each other is just very interesting.
I mean, I would actually think that adults would get too into it and hurt each other also. Like, does that happen or? Okay.
I mean, one could argue that the adults were the ones who hurt the children in these instances.
Oh gosh. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, this is really, really helpful. I cannot wait because I've been thinking about having a game night and I need to.
Oh yes.
We had a game night with we played Taboo on New Year's Eve, and that was really fun. But we need more. Like Taco Cat goat cheese pizza, it just rolls off the tongue, and it's just why not give it a shot?
My God, I'm so glad you got it so fast. It's so funny. Yeah.
It really is. It really does. It's kind of like a weird alliteration situation. Not really at all, actually, but it just feels like that. It's very easy. Wow. Okay. Should we do one more question?
Let's do one more. Okay. Is it me?
I think you're up.
Okay, let's see. Let me find one.
But you're the first one who went. So if you want me to do the next one, I'm happy to.
Do you just go? Okay, wait, I got one. I like this one. Of course now I lost it. What is one thing on your bucket list?
Okay. One thing on my bucket list, which is really like truly on my bucket list, is to whitewater raft the Colorado River. Like, I desperately want to do this. And I also talk to my family about it every single year, and no one is willing to actually book it because we're terrified. And by we, I really mean me, but like really, like the thing is, here's the thing. My sister is like a super outdoorsy, like, you know, like she's happy to just, you know, go backpacking for a month and never see a toilet and like all of this stuff. And I am not that person. And so my idea of this rafting trip would be 2 weeks. It's totally off the grid. Like you don't have a choice. And then we would have a guide, and then the guide would have a team that would then go to like the, you know, every night there would be a new location on a beach, and then on the like on the, within the Colorado River, and then everything would be set up so that when we get to the beach, we have our tents, we have our meals, we have our drinks, everything. So it's really glamping, like pretty serious glamping. It's a crazy expensive trip, but like then we would go and finish in the Grand Canyon and then hike up to the top of the Grand Canyon. I have been thinking about this for decades, Karen. I really want to do this.
Oh my gosh, Katie, that sounds so magical and awesome.
Does it really? Or does it sound batshit? Because it's also terrifying. Like whitewater rafting, like I don't want to get tossed and die. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking about dying a lot in this podcast. And like I just don't want to hit a rock with my skull. But like that's the only thing. Like I have gone whitewater rafting before, and it's fun and it's fine, and you're, you know, whatever. It's fine. But at the same time, like, ooh, I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway,
We got to make this happen for you.
thanks. I'm just still a little bit nervous. I think that's why I like am hesitant. Because I did actually look into it. I looked into it for real, and you can't go for less than 5 days. Like it's like there's not even a stretch that's that short. And so it's a real commitment. Like it would have to be like, you know, a year in advance minimum of planning. But yeah. It's like I think I'm really scared. That's why I'm not doing it, but I really want to do it.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, what's your bucket list? One item.
I mean, it's a little basic, but I want to see all 50 states.
Yes. That's not basic at all. How many are you up to right now?
37?
Wow.
I think at last
Really?
count, 37 or 38. Yes.
That's incredible. And by see all 50 states, do you mean drive through, or do you need to like stay the night?
So my rule is not stay the night. I've varied it over the years because some states, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I drove through, I don't know that I've spent the night in Utah, but I was on a road trip from Portland to Chicago. I feel like I'm crossing Utah off the list.
Great. Perfect.
I drove, again, when I was a consultant, worked in Connecticut, and we drove to Rhode Island and had lobster rolls on the beach. And I feel like I'm
Nice.
checking Rhode Island off, right?
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
yeah.
Full experience.
Yes.
I mean, I love this for you. I really do. This is such a cool concept because I really think that people don't think about doing stuff like that. And like to genuinely have been to all 50 states, it's like, it's a real commitment. Wait, so what are the ones that are like top of your list right now that you want to go to?
Oh, wait, I have a spreadsheet. Hold on.
I love it. Yes.
Give me a second. I've never been to either of the Carolinas.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wait. Oh, never been to Alaska or Hawaii.
Nice.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, the ones that MLB and I have in common are like Delaware, Nebraska. Like, when are we going? I don't know.
I mean, you could go on a road trip through Nebraska and Delaware. You could go visit Joe Biden's home. I don't know. That's probably not a thing. He's not dead yet. I don't know. That's a horrible thing to say. I don't know if there's actually a plaque in front of his home. They might still live there. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But that's cool. That's really, really cool. I think that's amazing. Do you want to like check off one per year, or is it just like at some point?
At some point, I had a friend who was trying to do it by 50.
Nice.
All 50 states by 50. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time for this, especially since it's February apparently of 2023. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, this is fun. Thanks for finding these questions, Karen. It's nice to just like talk about something that doesn't have to do with all the current events at the moment. So
great.
Yeah, but I do think getting Brianna on the call again or on the pod again would be really, really fun. I'll definitely have to reach out to her. Well, it's wonderful to see you. Thanks for listening, friends, and we will see you next week.